Well, with the ski season on the horizon, you may be asking, what does the future of ski fashion look like? That's a good question. So we brought in Frederick Ansara, who's the lead designer of FA Designs. Good morning.
How are you?
Great. Kate and I were just admiring some of your wonderful stuff here. I know, Kate, which one do you want, the blue or do you want the...
I don't know, the light blue looks quite nice.
Frederick's going to give it to us, but he doesn't know it yet.
He doesn't know it yet.
We're going to do a little demonstration because you want to explain the wear, but before we get to the demonstration, tell us about your fashion.
Well, I've created the FA design for a sole purpose that in the outerwear industry, in the snowboard world, is there isn't anything super technical out there right now. When it comes to climbing big mountains like Everest, or you can buy super technical jackets.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to for skiing, in the snowboard world, things are just not there. So I saw a niche, and I went for it, and it's been very successful.
So just the outerwear, not the, because you're right, sometimes we're walking around like Michelin men. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm warm, yeah, but I'm not comfortable.
Totally. So, you can have really good technical fabric, but if it's not put together right, then it's no good for anything. So we focus on every single detail, from laminated zippers to laser cut technology to.
And they're really light. That's the one thing I noticed here.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this common sense that people think that they have to have this big insulated jacket to be warm, but in reality, that's not really true. So if
are you suggesting then I can just throw this on? Or should I have some? What should I have underneath?
Yeah, so if you're layering properly, you should always have a good base layer, so a wool or a polyester, and then you have to have a good thermal. So that can be like a down jacket or a down thermal, or our new hybrid jacket here, a good fleece. Mm-hmm. And then you have a really technical shell. So what the shell does is it prevents air, wind, and water from penetrating, but it also allows it to breathe at the same time.
So you brought a demonstration for us.
Exactly.
So explain this little experiment that we are going to do here, because you have a green and a blue piece of cloth here. So explain it to
exactly.
us.
So on the green side we have Event fabric, which
is your product.
Exactly. And then on the other side we have a polyurethane, which is, let's say, the competitor.
Okay.
So as we can see, the water is on top of both fabrics. And nothing is coming through the bottom, so we know that these fabrics are waterproof.
Okay.
But the big thing is, are they breathable, and how breathable are they?
Okay, so we want to be able to see up top here, guys. I don't know if we can get a shot of this right on top here, because we're going to see whether or not up in here, if bubbles come through. So if bubbles come through, what are you suggesting then?
That's right. So on the green side, you're going to see a lot more air permeability coming through, which is you're going to see more bubbles than the blue side, which means that the fabric is actually breathing correctly. So a lot of competitors will say that their fabric breathes, and yeah, it does, but it's very minuscule compared to Event.
Okay.
Right.
So what we're hoping for is some bubbles on the green side, is what you're saying.
That's right. Exactly. So,
all right. So give it a couple of squeezes.
So you can see the difference.
Yeah. The angle from where Kate and I are sitting right now, you can see that here on the green side that the bubbles are actually going through.
Can we try tipping it just a little bit forward without? There you go.
Yeah, so on this side here that Frederick was talking about, so this is what your product is made of, and this is what you're hoping consumers will realize, that this is what they want.
Exactly. So there's a lot of big name brands out there, and Event is actually one of them. But a lot of people don't know about it yet. It's still relatively a new brand.
Well, we were the same way when Gore-Tex came out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Event is Gore-Tex's biggest competitor. And Event definitely focuses more on the breathability side. Both fabrics are both 2020 waterproof. Mm-hmm. But again, Event is definitely way more breathable, and in climates like we have in Calgary, it's perfect because the temperature fluctuates so much.
And also, you came up with this sort of stuff because you yourself were a snowboarder. So at what point did you decide to make the switch from being a snowboarder to also being a designer?
So even in my early days, in my early 20s, I was riding with Burton snowboards, and I still had this idea of I always wanted my own clothing collection. But I got to a point where I was getting tired of wearing everyone else's product, and I figured I could do it better on my own. So over the last 10 years of competitive snowboarding, I've learned a lot about outerwear and just being in the industry as well. So I see what's out there on the market today, and then I take it 10 steps beyond that right now. So there's nothing on the market right now that even compares to what we do. So
are these price comparable, or would you say one is higher than the other, without getting into numbers?
Yeah, for sure. So definitely we're not the most expensive out there, but we're upper high end. So, our jackets range from $540 to $600 for the top of the line subsonic jacket, which is pretty relative considering you can go out and buy a Patagonia or an Arc'teryx jacket for $800, which essentially we're using the same technology and sometimes in certain areas better technology.
Well, this marketplace is perfect. We love our skiing. You're right.
certainly
The
do.
weather is just all over the board.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay, appreciate it.
And good luck with this.
Thank you.
Kate, you get the blue one, I get the green one. Thank you very much to Frederick, who's the lead designer with FA Design. Still to come, 25 years of incredible tastes. First, here's what's happening in and around Calgary. This is Trending on Shaw.